Today we are going to be multiplying polynomials, and again, this is a review, but it's something that we need to make sure we are really good at. Yesterday with adding and subtracting polynomials, you're combining like terms. The exponents don't change, you just add the coefficients or subtract the coefficients. With multiplying polynomials, the exponents are going to change because if we do something like x times x, that gives us x squared. So something like 2x squared times 3x, you'd multiply the coefficients together. 2 times 3 is 6. X squared times x would be x to the third. You increase. This is why we do the properties of exponents before we multiply polynomials, so that you remember that when you're multiplying, you add those exponents together. So first we'll do a monomial multiplied to a binomial and a monomial multiplied to a trinomial. And this is just the distributive property. 4x to the fifth times x is 4x to the sixth. 4x to the fifth times 2 is 8x to the fifth. Why don't you try example 2 on your own? Pause the video, try example 2, and then play the video to check your answer. Negative 2x squared times x to the third. The negative 2 times the 1 is negative 2. X times x to the third would be x to the fourth. Negative 2x times negative x. The negative times the negative will create a positive, and then the 2x times the x will be 2x squared. Negative 2x times 7. The negative 2 times 7 is negative 14, and we have the x multiplied in. Multiplying binomials. Originally, the notes talked about FOIL. I do not like FOIL. FOIL is a 4-letter F word. The reason I don't like FOIL is that it only works when you have a binomial times a binomial. And if you don't remember what the letters of FOIL stand for, it doesn't really help you. Multiplying polynomials is just using the distributive property multiple times. So we're multiplying 3x to the second set of parentheses. We are going to distribute the 3x. So we will do 3x times x. We will do 3x times 2. Then we will distribute the negative 1. Negative 1 times x, negative 1 times 2. We're going to use the distributive property twice. First with the 3x, then with the negative 1. Then we will combine all of our like terms. So let's start with multiplying. 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times 2 is 6x. Now we are done. We have distributed the 3x. We can ignore it. Now we need to focus on this negative 1. Negative 1 times x is negative 1x. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. And now we look through and combine like terms. I see that we've got 6x and negative 1x. Those are my like terms. There we go. So we have 3x squared plus 5x minus 2. Honestly, there are some tricks that allow you to get to this answer faster, but those tricks are just that. They are tricks, and if you don't remember the trick, then you're screwed. So the best thing to do is distribute the first thing to the second set of parentheses, distribute the next term to the second set of parentheses. Keep doing that as many times as you need to until you're done. Okay, example 4. when we were talking about properties of exponents, we did things like 2x squared, and that became 2 squared times x squared. You just applied that exponent to everything inside the parentheses. But that only works when you have multiplication or division inside the parentheses. What does squaring something really mean? It means taking that thing times itself. So 2x squared, 2x times itself, really does end up giving you 2 times 2, so 2 squared, and x times x, x squared. X plus 5 squared means x plus 5 times itself. And then you have to multiply the binomial. You cannot do x squared plus 5 squared. You have to do x plus 5 times x plus 5 and expand it out. You have to multiply it out. All right, let's distribute the x. So take your x and distribute it. X times x is x squared. X times 5 is 5x. Then we distribute the 5. 5 times x is 5x, and 5 times 5 is 25. Now we combine our like terms. X squared has no like terms. 5x and 5x, that becomes 10x, and then we have our 25. Now the trick here is the first term, square it, you got x squared. Multiply these terms together, 5 times x, and then multiply by 2, 10x, that's your middle term. The second term squared, 25. So there is a trick that allows you to multiply this out faster, but if you don't remember the trick, that's totally fine. Write the two binomials and multiply it out. All right, what does x plus 5 to the third mean? X plus 5 to the third means x plus 5 times x plus 5 times x plus 5. What I would suggest you do is start with the second two binomials. Do x plus 5 times x plus 5, see what you get. Hey, time saver, that's what we did in example 4. So we know that this is going to result in x squared plus 10x plus 25. Then we bring our third x plus 5 down, and we need to distribute again. Start with your x. Woo, I don't want to do that yet. X times x squared is x to the third. X times 10x is 10x squared. X times 25 is 25x. Now we are done distributing our x. We can get rid of that. We now need to distribute the 5. 5 times x squared is 5x squared. 5 times 10x is 50x. And 5 times 25 is 125. Now we need to combine like terms. Once you're done multiplying, you don't multiply again. Now we have like terms. This is all addition or subtraction. We need to combine our like terms. So start with your largest exponent, x to the third. We've got x to the third. Now x squareds. Got 10x squared, 5x squared. That is 15x squared. Then we do our x's. 25x and 50x, 75x. Quit it, screen. And then finally, our number at the end, plus 125. Notice that is not the same as x squared plus 5, or x cubed plus 5 cubed. When you have a binomial cubed, you have to write out all 3 binomials and then multiply 2 of them together, combine your like terms, put the third one in front, multiply that one in, combine your like terms. All right, here's your assignment. Good luck.